Good afternoon. So we are starting with our Mercury Retrograde today. The energy that we're feeling in Mercury in Retrograde, it's at home with Gemini. It also affects Virgo placements. We have a lot of energies that are kind of retrograded. The big planets Saturn and Pluto are retrograded as well right now. So we're learning to do things that are going to become it's almost like the way that we're traveling right now, or how we're going right now, is that everything, once they do go into an official recognition and go direct, we're taking in those energies right now. So that's what we do with the retrograded energy. We're kind of all feeling it. We're all kind of feeling like, you know, it's beyond our control. A lot of us have energies that are just draining us right now, which is very unusual for a Gemini season. We're also going to discuss a little bit of this Venus going into Cancer. That's going to feel more like us going into a motherly love. So we're going to start caring about more things, which is good. We're going to be caring about more people, but we still have to focus on ourselves and what our body needs and what our minds need, what our soul needs, and what our spirit needs, okay? Because even though we're all connected through spirit, we're all still here on an emotional, soulful level, and as well as an emotional journey. So that being said, that's what's going on there. And then we have the eclipse season that we're going through is until June 10th. And the solar eclipse is going to be Sun in Gemini, Moon in Gemini, Mercury in retrograde Gemini. And then we're still going to have the North Node in Gemini. But today is all about North Node conjunct the Sun in Gemini. So this is our purpose. North Node in Gemini is kind of like, how do we pull up the purpose of Gemini? Is we have to understand that there's a duality, there's a partnership, and there's alignments that need to be made. This is very intellectual, telepathic communications, even computers and phones are running slow right now. They've been running slow, but they're running slower during the retrograde. It's going to be even worse. So patience is a big, big, big virtue to be working on. Our patience with others, okay? Our patience with computers, our patience with others and computers. And if you feel the need to, try some patience with yourself. Have patience with yourself. Give yourself a minute. Let whatever just happened to you digest. And then you can understand the flowing. Intelligence is linked to communication. It's linked to partnerships and in groups. It's linked to any type of a future action as well. The mind strategy is what I call Gemini, the mind planner. They make up the ideas that need to be going in and are able to, because it's mutable, adjust to where it needs to go. The only thing I do see is that the only thing taking direction right now would be Mars in Cancer, because that is a cardinal sign. Because Capricorn and Pluto is on retrograde, and it's actually opposite Cancer. So we are going to have a Pluto in retrograde, Mars conjunct, or sorry, Mars opposing. Now, Mars and Pluto opposing each other is actually like opposing a ruler and sub-ruler to Scorpio. So that's also another hint of what areas in your life you need to be working on. I would also suggest the 1st and the 8th houses, looking at those houses. Pisces houses right now are kind of like, we have the hopes and dreams, we have the willpower, but we don't necessarily have the willpower. We are being asked for more than we have right now, basically. So we're not feeling less energetic, but we are feeling more in tune to the fact that we do need to put out more energy, and we don't have that energy to give. So sometimes when you don't have that energy to give and you're already working on your own energy, hi Ricky, sometimes when you're working on your own energy, it's harder to get through the day because you're so set and fixated on, why don't I have any energy? So with Jupiter and Neptune in Pisces, I'm going to tell you to try to believe it till it's true, that you will get through the day, that you will be able to accumulate, you'll be able to accommodate yourself energetically. If you just start the coffee, start a ritual, like it goes from day to day, that Virgo side, into that night to night Pisces, okay? So anything with Pisces, dealing with Pisces, is going to move into the opposite house, which is Virgo's house. If you have an interception here, this can feel a little chaotic to you as well, but going into the Virgo side is organizing, day-to-day planning, tasks that need to be checked off, and any earning potential, anything that needs to be double-checked and perfected, is to play that whole field. Right now we have Jupiter and Neptune, so this is a lot of expansion, a lot of dreamland stuff going on in Pisces. And with Pisces, we usually are more creative, but we're also empathic, and we're also more in tune. The other thing that can happen with becoming more in tune is that you can have that self-enlightenment or self-undoing mode. And that's why, if you are feeling self-undoing, I do say to look to the Virgo, because this is how you can play with those energies. The other energies you could play with is Sagittarius, because it is the opposite of Gemini, and Gemini as well. And that's only because when you're playing with the full mutable axis, you're actually adjusting as needed. The cardinal signs and fixed signs, cardinal signs are the starters. They are living in the present moment. So you would look to your cardinal signs. The one right now that you would look to was probably more likely the Cancer and Mars right now. So look at where all the action's going. And then because it's in a starter, it's the soul starter, present moment. So taking care of your soul. What is needed for you to move forward soulfully? Understanding your past traumas, understanding and nurturing your past traumas, and then trying to figure out a way, if possible, to deal with what's going to come next. And sometimes we're caught in this horrible moment where it's just like, okay, we're definitely not feeling it right now. It's definitely something that we don't want to feel right now, but you'll have a burst. A way to control your bursts is literally living out the moment time by time, and then learning from the next moment after that. And the moment by moment is kind of because we have to go with the mutable axis right now, because we have Pisces there, Sagittarius in the south node. We have north node, Sun, Mercury retrograde, and Venus all in Gemini. And Pisces, again, is Neptune and Jupiter. So we're playing with this mutable axis right now, and we're not really fixed. The things that we're fixed on is going to be our physical. The other things we're fixed on would be the Saturn retrograde, but it's in Aquarius, so it's not so fixed when you think about it, because it's in retrograde. So that wanting to socialize, wanting to become future self even, is kind of like taken away from you. So in order to go with that, you would have to look at the Leo. When you're working with the full spectrum, you also want to double check the axis of the whatever spectrum you're looking on. So if I'm looking at the cardinal signs, I'm looking at Aries, Libra, Cancer, and Capricorn. If I'm looking at mutable energy, I'm looking at Sagittarius, Gemini, Pisces, and Virgo. If I'm looking at fixed signs, I'm looking at Scorpio, Aquarius, Leo, and Taurus. Now, these are all of the elements combined into 3 different qualities, and these are elements of fire, water, earth, and air. The air is the mind, the earth is the body, the water is the soul, and fire is spirit. So that's how we're going to correlate into how do we bring these energies in. Again, North Node is conjunct the Sun today at 10 degrees Gemini, And it is going to feel like you are going to learn a part of your purpose, or you're going to be going into this big light. So the idea is lit, like someone turned the light on, okay? So when somebody turns the light on, you know you're there, right? So you're there now. Today is the day to understand your purpose and what is driving you into that purpose. Your North Node, depending on where your personal North Node is too, you want to look at where the North Node is compared to this North Node. Also at Sun. For chart rulers as well, you want to look at not just the chart ruler, you want to look at the houses, you want to look at the signs that the house rulers are as well. If you don't have this, you get an astrologer, and then we can set up, what you need to know. Again, Beth and I are available to you guys during this time till June 10th, and we're giving you that availability so you guys can reach out and we could kind of figure out what's going on with the collective. We don't know if it's the algorithms, we don't know if it's Mercury Retrograde with electronics, we don't know what's going on, but not everybody's getting the message out there quick enough, it feels like. So these intentions that we are still setting, you set them as you set them before you go to bed, pray, whatever you do, meditate. Take time to yourself. It's very important to take time for yourself every single day. If you brush your teeth, if you go to the bathroom, if you do these things, you can meditate. It can take a shower and meditate. You can take, you could go to the bathroom and meditate afterwards. You could, it's literally not a ritual that you think of. It's more of just like, I am doing this to myself. I'm letting this energy out. I'm letting this energy out, and see how many times a day you need to just let that energy out. The mantras are there as well for planetary aspects, and the mantras are really going to help you with this planetary energetic feelings. So the mantras that we had put out for you guys are also aspected through the planets, and that's why they're so long. Mantras can be said in the morning, in the afternoon, at night, whenever you feel that you can say it. Write it down, take a screenshot of it, and kind of just like feel the one that you feel for the day, or maybe you feel all of them. Another thing you can do is, I had put out that the sun is in Gemini. You can also look at that. I kind of do that as my cleansing. I read all of the planets, how they are aligned, and I kind of have my own vision of what this alignment will mean to me. We're trying to teach you guys to use your own intuition, your own attunement, and how to become more aligned with yourself, because right now, again, we're going through these huge emotional dips. And a lot of it has to do with our future being taken away from us, because last year we were all working on that set goal, and it was kind of like, okay, now we're in a different goal this year. We don't know where we're starting from. So we're starting fresh once again. Chiron is in Aries. We have a clean slate, blank slate. We've never been here. We've never done this before. This is new. I did want to talk about some retrogrades. So we do have Mercury in retrograde till June 22nd. We also have Jupiter going into retrograde June 20th. Saturn is in retrograde right now till October 10th. June 25th, Neptune goes into retrograde till December 1st. Pluto is in retrograde till October 6th, and Lilith will be direct, I believe she's entering Gemini, though, in July. So we have a lot of energies. Oh, thank you so much, Monica. I appreciate you guys, too. I really am feeling that we need to start, somewhere, and then if we have to do it together, let's do it, It's just all about the energies that we're feeling right now, and again, we're not meant to be perfect. We're just learning to deal with it. That's our ultimate goal. Again, the North Node is conjunct the Sun today. Again, this is purpose. This is this is your life force and your current situation meeting together with the benefits of understanding your focus to your future purpose or your goal. Now, to make them more Gemini-like, this would be about intelligence. This would be about, am I going to be a student? Am I going to be a teacher? Am I going to excel? Or am I going to stay with my community and help my community? Or am I going to help my family, my siblings in particular with Gemini? Or even like cousins that are around your age, or people that feel like siblings to you, friends even. The purpose of our generation is that we have just become a huge generation. We're looking at everyone alive on Earth right now as the same generation because we're all going through this together. Yes, we're at different stages of our lives. Yes, but we need to look at all the aspects. That way, if we look at all the aspects, then we understand that we are all going through this in different ways. And this makes us have a common understanding that we are all conscious of this thing that's going on. Again, this does... Oh, Beth is here, so I'm going to have Beth join us right now. Hoping this works because the internet has not been friendly. It says adding. I'm crossing my fingers. This internet hurts my soul sometimes. It's like you're just one button. Let me try one more time. There we go. Yay! We defied it.
You know what's funny? As soon as you said something about the internet, it like froze. I'm like, oh my God. Don't even tell me.
It's been so bad. It's been so bad. Like, my phone is horrible. I deleted all of my pictures on my phone again.
Ugh.
I do have a backup, but I'm just like, I just deleted everything that I worked on. I'm just like,
Oh,
this is total. This happens every Mercury retrograde with me as well. Like, I always have some type of storage backup type of situation.
right.
And then I always have like missing pictures. So hopefully moments are strong enough to stay in my mind, I guess.
All right, so recap me really quick what you just went over so far.
I went over the North Node conjunct the Sun today. I went over Mars in Cancer, Venus going into Cancer. I talked about the Mercury retrograde, a lot of the mutable access that's going on right now, a little bit of the retrograded planets, what that kind of is going to feel like, that we're kind of holding on to right now is our future. We're holding on to the thought of our future, I think, with Saturn in Aquarius retrograde. And then I also feel like the determination of all of it is with that Pluto in Capricorn, because Capricorn is kind of like fighting whenever, I mean, in this Pluto, it's been fighting. So it's like, I want to work and I want to achieve, and if I can't work and achieve, I'm going to destroy it. So that's kind of where we're at. We're not destroying right now. We're not really building either. We're kind of at a standstill with that. The Sun in Gemini, like whatever house your Gemini is in, is really important right now, because again, we have the Sun there, we have the Mercury in retrograde there, and Venus is there, and the North Node is conjunct the Sun today. So really look at your Gemini house today for sure, so you could kind of actually get an idea of where your energy is flowing to. If you guys have any questions at this time, we can help you out. And then we wanted to know how you guys were all doing. And we're pretty much here to just see if there's any questions that need to be answered as well.
What is today? Today is ruled by the moon, and this, we had mentioned that we've got some shadow work to do. And then, what else? I have like
Mars trine Neptune at 23 degrees.
Yeah, I got the chart of the moment here in front of me. So what am I gonna say? I hate that. Like, if I don't write anything down, it's just blank for me. So since today's ruled by the moon, I guess we can look at the moon. So the moon is at 21 degrees of Aquarius, and if anybody has their moon at this degree, they're going to have their lunar return. And there's a chart that can be pulled to be based off of a monthly type of energy reading for you. And I also do those readings as well as stuff like this. It's terrible. Okay, so Venus. I like to get down to the raw, very basics of everything. So I break everything down and then I put it all back together intuitively. So let's just take Venus for instance. Venus going into Cancer, well, first it's at 27 degrees of Gemini right now, and it's going to be moving into Cancer in a few days. But Dani likes to point out the 29 degrees, and we have like a sense of urgency for the 29 degree, and it's also like a feeling of mastery that you're going through.
Yeah.
And Gemini is very scattered energy. I find, especially when the sun is going through Gemini, like it's hard to concentrate on things. It's hard to get everything in order. And you kind of just have to be mutable and go with the flow and work things out as you go along. And so just focusing on Venus. Venus is our love, and it's our money. It's also our creativity. And being, like Dani said, being in a certain house is important. So you're going to look at your Gemini house, and depending on that house, it will mean something different for you. So Gemini is all about communication and the mind and so on. It's ruled by Mercury, so Mercury is having influence over Venus, and also being retrograde, there's kind of like a blending of energies, of those two energies. And when it's going to be moving into Cancer, Cancer is the home, the family, it's nurturing, and it's Cancer is ruled by the moon. So when Venus goes into Cancer, it's going to be intuitively, I would say it's going to be giving more of feeling to Mars, because Mars is there. And so our love and our action is going to start to become more nurturing, more gentle, more compassionate, and stuff like that. So that's basically a short tidbit of how I look at things. And here on the east side of the country, we have Virgo rising. So this chart is ruled by Mercury. So there's a big Mercury influence on everything that's going on. So we're focused on our thoughts, how we receive information. And then since Mercury is retrograde, among a few other planets, what do we have? Saturn and Pluto so far. And then Juno. I don't really look at Juno all the time, but I just have her in my chart anyways, just in case I want to refer to her. But with the retrograde, it's all about introspecting and having like rethinking, redoing, going over things, plans. Like you don't want to make solid plans right now. You don't want to make huge purchases because it could backfire on you. And
Traveling.
yeah, traveling. You want to make sure you are prepared for any setbacks during short distance traveling.
Yes.
So,
And then I also just wanted to say with the Mars trine Neptune, this is Pisces and Cancer energy. So this is the start of the soul, the starter soul action with the soul strategy of the dreams. So a part of us is feeling connected to our dreamland, but the other one is like, okay, we also need to nurture and support ourselves actively.
yeah.
We're really also going to look at really quick the south node, because remember the south node is our comfort right now. So Sagittarius at 10 degrees is going to be opposing that sun and north node at the same time. So you have nothing, if you don't have anything in 10 degrees of Sagittarius, you are literally an open field over there. So your comfort could perhaps feel annihilated. Like you may feel completely uncomfortable during this transition. And the transit itself is only going to last the day, but this could be the day, you know what I'm saying? Like in the next couple days as well, like energies do carry over. So really kind of take in what is my comfort and how can I flex with it? How can I make it flex? How can I have more hope and more faith in something turning out the way that I need it versus the way that I wanted it? Because we're really not working with what we want right now. We really aren't. We're literally making like tools for the first time. If you don't have something, what's your first thing that you got to grab? If you don't have ice, you put your hand under cold water. This is the type of actions you're going to be taking. You're going to be thinking of different ways to initiate what it needs to calm it. Like if it was a burn, you want to calm the burn. You want to make sure that it doesn't, completely get infected. You're going to have to nurture it and support it as well. So it's something that's happening, not the way you planned. And then also you're going to have to nurture and support it along the way. It's a lot to be asking.
It is, and it's really cool because like you have to be so adaptable right now because and like
Yeah.
just looking at these angles, like it's completely mutable right now. So the ascendant and the descendant is Virgo Pisces. Virgo Pisces are mutable, and then Gemini and Sagittarius are at the midheaven and the IC axis. So it's definitely and like with the Mercury retrograde, you have to plan and then replan because plans don't always go the way you want them to.
Yeah. Being quick-witted is Gemini for sure, but like I was saying earlier, how like the energy feels so drained, and I honestly think it a little bit of it has to do with the Pisces, because we are feeling that well, I have Virgo placement, but like I'm feeling the whole like just I'm not energetic enough, and I'm in tune, but what am I doing with that energy? It's like,
right, you have to focus it on yourself.
It's like, okay, now
right now.
Yeah. So we're all getting into a lot of things. Monica, if you're there, I did just want to say that you are going to have a Saturn return when Aquarius goes into 29 degrees of Saturn. This is not for quite some time. I would say probably in the next year or so, where Saturn goes into 29 degrees. So that's something you might want to look at as well. Your sun is at Virgo 29 degrees. So I believe 29 degrees probably affects you, just not only the way that it affects other people, but it might actually be more of an achievement thing with you and more of a conscious thing with you with the sun here. So just know that you are very conscious of what is coming, what energies are coming into you, and you are fixing them before that Saturn return. Because once that Saturn return comes, it's the second one, and it was a bang for my parents. For my parents, it was 2020. So it's just like, oh my gosh, those poor things. Like 2020 wrecked them, right? Not wrecked them, but it was just like that comfort was taken away. Everything they've worked for was gone. So it's like, even if you have a plan of action, make sure you have 3 plans of action or more. For like with money, we could kind of figure everything out. It's a budget. But with energy, family, and other things that happen that grow or that need care, That's the stuff that's going to take time and be more mutable. Money right now is, everybody's going through the same thing. We're dipping pretty hard as you know, as it has been over a year, with most people not being able to find jobs, and ones that can go back to work. It's just like, do I really want a chance? You know, whatever.
Right.
We are going to see a decline in COVID with the vaccinations, and plus with people taking actual protection of themselves. And we're more conscious. We're taking our kids, we're making our kids more conscious of themselves, their germs, and other people. So that's something like we were always told stranger danger. Well, they're told stranger danger in COVID. So it's like we have a different mix going on with our kids coming up. For us ourselves, we're going into everything that we have planned. Is this what we still want to do? And then you have the older generation who's just like, I had planned for all this and now it's gone. So then we come into the other people that are older than us, and then they're like, you know, this wasn't planned properly, and I thought I planned everything down to the last T, you Pluto and Virgo people. And then also it's just not possible for us to completely see. There's so many paths right now. Like there's so many that we could be taking, but astrologically we can definitely help you. That's something we're very much into. We're available upon, you know, requests through emails, messenger, and during this time period till June 10th, for sure we can definitely share anything we need to with you guys. After that, we would definitely just look forward to the solar eclipse being what it is. It's supposed to be this beautiful thing, but it's beautiful to see and not to be in. So it's hard.
The energy is
It's very
intense.
hard. Yeah, the energy is very hard, but it's a beautiful thing to experience. And if we just take it with the recognition of we have to do this, this is part of our purpose, and get over that hump, then maybe we can start working with more energies that are not as intense. And it's so funny because I don't feel like we should be feeling so intense, but I really think that the Mars in Cancer is doing all of that. Like, it doesn't like to be in Mars. Cancer doesn't like to be in Mars. Mars doesn't like to be in Cancer. It's just
Yes,
like a
it's the
mutual
most
thing.
difficult placement for Mars, since
Yeah, because it's like,
Cancer is water and then Mars is a fire planet, so it's like
yeah,
putting out a fire.
yeah, yeah. And then you also have, I think of it as Mars as the warrior. So if Cancer is on the field, it's the field medic. It is not the warrior, but it needs to make sure that it's protected when healing others. And it's pretty much going to be feeling like that overly motherly, but also very like, it's not strict. It's just very like, you got to do it this way. If you don't do it this way, you just won't heal. So it's not so strict, but it's telling you that this is the way. If you don't see it this way, you can find another way, but this is probably the fastest. So you're seeing all types of, again, paths that we're on, paths that we're all taking. And I just think it's just really important for you guys to take part in this project as much as you can with the intentions and mantras. Give us feedback. We're really looking forward to the feedback. I've had a couple people reach out to me, and I'm really excited to help you guys. So again, Beth and I are available. We'll link our emails below, and then anything else you want to go over, Beth?
Did you want to go over the Saturn square Uranus at all, or do you want to save that?
Yes, I do, because I don't know when I'm gonna not.
Right.
That is going on. That has been going on, right? Uranus is at 12, and Saturn is at 13, but it's in retrograde. It's gonna hit 12 again. What day was that?
I think it's gonna, well, right here I have Saturn retrograde at 13:25, and Uranus is at 12:24. So Saturn's gonna retrograde back to 12 degrees, I want to say in a few days.
Yeah, I'm looking right now. I believe I wrote it down somewhere. It's going to be, well, it's going to be after June 10th, but there's still, so Uranus is still at 12 and Aquarius is at 13, but because it's retrograde, it's going to meet up at the 12th degree again. Now, Saturn stays at the degree that it's in when it's in retrograde for a long time. I would say at least 2 weeks that I could think of, that it'll be going into for quite a while. And Saturn, again, is about achieving. It's about discipline, and it's about structured discipline, right? Yes. So then, oh, Beth, I think I lost Beth. I think I lost Beth for a minute. Beth, if you can come back on. Okay, it's still adding. Connecting. Yay.
June 14th.
It was June 14th?
Yes. At 13 degrees.
And then, yeah, so this is going to start it all. And then once it starts, it's going to go into it even more. So Saturn is about discipline, structure. Aquarius is about the revolution. It's the mind stamina. So this is about your intellect, but also the way that you work. How are you working with your mind? How are you focused? How are you
technology
going on that journey? Yeah, technology.
And then
also the Uranus and Taurus doesn't like to be with each other either. Uranus and Taurus is more about our physical body's strength and endurance.
Freedom.
And we are pushing towards it. Yes, we're pushing towards it. That's why it's so important to know that you're drinking enough water, eating enough foods, eat the rainbow, like I said. Like, our energies, regardless of how much caffeine we are trying to take in, it's just not working. So we're going to have to try with food, and some might have to work out a little bit more if able. I know stretching is a big thing for me in the morning now that I'm older, but it's like even more important for me to stretch before I even get out because it hurts. You really want to get in tune with your physical body. And again, everything is mind versus body for this solar eclipse, or for this eclipse project, because we're really delegating our mind to fixing our body's physical needs, and we're able to heal ourselves and others. But until we get our mind and our body separated, that understanding is up to you. So that's what this is really about too. We really want you guys to excel throughout this project. I myself feel a little boxed in. I do. I feel a little bit boxed in. I do feel that I have more anxiety going out shopping. I have more anxiety just when other people are around me right now. And I know it's because I get an instant migraine just like trying. And it's our psychic awareness is also like captivating us into physical things. So ascension as well. Ears are ringing, your throat hurts, you have a headache for days on end. Just look at the chakras too, and you kind of want to know, like, am I having a headache today? Is that my third eye, or is that my crown chakra? Does my throat hurt today? That's my throat chakra. The solar plexus is anything to do with your GI tract. The heart chakra is anything in the chest, lungs, and the root chakra is at the base, and that's actually linked to
grounding.
The colon as well. So like anything like that would be root chakra, and sacral is your well, I would say your
I would say root chakra is the most important, because if you're not grounded, you're not going to be able to open up any of the others.
Right. Now, one thing I do feel is that I have like this I had this feeling that my root chakra was the one that needed work. But when I did a meditation with one of the healers, I actually had my crown chakra blocked, which was amazing to me, because I'm like, but I channel. How is this possible? She's like, your third eye is wide open. I was like, oh, that's why I have headaches. So it's just like, just learning how to understand that your body is what it is, And then also I'm doing guided meditations. I do want to do a live guided meditation if anybody's willing to join. I just need to pick up a date and people that are interested, because I'm not going to do it on live by myself. The energies I need from you guys.
Right.
So that would be like a guided meditation. I also do them for personal as well. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of things that we offer you guys. You just get a hold of us and tell us what your issues are. We will look at your chart. We're going to use our intuition, and we're going to help you unblock some energies. So I want to thank you guys so much for coming on and watching us today. Thank you, Beth.
Yes.
I'm going to also link my Gmail below as well, so you guys can contact us. And I hope you have a wonderful day. And please keep us posted.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much.
The light of the universe guide you on your path.
Bye.
Bye.